Hello students, I am Prakash Tripathi and today I am going to take up the fourth chapter of your book Flamingo, the Rat Trap. The author of the story is Selma Lagerlöf. She is a Swedish writer and a teacher, and she is the first woman to get Nobel Prize in Literature in 1909. So a very great writer story, and most of her stories revolves around a theme, and the theme is generally that the goodness of a human being can be awakened by understanding and love. It means if we treat any person in a kind manner or in a loving manner, then we can change his heart. A great transformation can be done by good treatment. So let us read the story. As the story goes, the rat trap. You know the meaning of rat trap? A device or an equipment used for catching rats. There was a man who went around selling small rat trap. This is a story of a person. He was a vagabond, a peddler. There are many terms used for that person. Vagabond means a person who is a wanderer, who keeps on wandering from one place to another. And he used to make rat traps in the odd moments from the wires he used to get from the stores. And sometimes he used to beg also, but he was not able to live properly, so he used to do some petty thievery also in order to keep his body and soul together. It means in order to survive, he used to do some small thievery also. Then she describes his appearance. He was always found in a clothes which were in rags. Cheeks were sunken. That shows he was suffering from malnutrition. He did not get proper food to eat. And hunger gleamed in his eyes. Means he always seems to be very hungry. You can imagine a person who is living such a life. So a person's life living in this manner can be very sad and monotonous. Monotonous means very dull life he used to live. And one day while he was looking at his rat traps, he had an idea in his mind. And what a great idea that came in his mind. He thought that the whole world about him, the whole world around him is nothing but a big rat trap. And the beautiful things in the world, such as lands, riches, materialistic things, they are nothing but the bait. Bait is the food which we keep in the device to catch the rats. Something is kept in the rat trap and the rat is tempted to eat it and he is caught. So in the same way, he thought that the beautiful things are the baits, nothing else but a bait. And people are trapped, tempted, and they are trapped inside it. Since the world has not been good to him, he always used to think like that, and it gave him unwanted joy. Unwanted joy means unusual joy, because he used to see many people who were trapped, who were caught in the rat trap, and many other persons were revolving around that rat trap. So he was thinking that sooner or later these people will also be caught inside the rat trap, and this thought amused him. And in his monotonous life, such type of thoughts, such type of philosophy which he himself developed one day gave him unwanted joy. One dark evening he was trudging along the road. Trudging means walking slowly or dragging his feet in a slow manner. He caught sight of a little grey cottage. Generally, whenever he used to, actually this fellow doesn't have any house, he doesn't have any family, so there is no permanent place to live in. So he used to spend nights here and there. So whenever he used to knock at the door, people always used to make sour faces at him. Means they used to kick him away, and nobody gave him shelter. But this day, a very unusual thing happened. When he knocked at the door, he was not refused. There was an old man, and he was a crofter. Crofter means in Scotland, the person who rents land or farm is called a crofter. So he invited him. He was glad to see a person. Actually, he also lived a lonely life. So he was glad that at least I have got somebody with whom I can talk and spend my night. And he treated him in a best possible way. See what he did? He at once put the porridge pot on the fire and gave him supper. Supper is the night meal. Then he carved off such a big slice from his tobacco roll and for his pipe, and then in the end he tried to play with him. Mzal is a type of game which is played by cards. So he did his best to entertain his guest. Now, while they were talking, the crofter told him that during the days of his prosperity, he was earning very good income, but now since he had become very old, he cannot work in the iron mill. So now he told that he had a cow, and that cow has become the main source of living. And he told him that Bossy was extraordinary. The cow which he had was extraordinary, very phenomenal cow. And she could give milk for the creamery every day. Creamery is the place where he used to go and sell his milk. She could give milk for the creamery every day, and the last month he had received all of 30 kronor in payment. Kronor is the Swedish currency. And he thought that the guest to whom he was telling all this story might not have believed him. So he took out a pouch, a small bag from the window, and he showed 3 wrinkled kronors, means bills. The word has come bills here. These are the bank notes. In order to prove him that whatever he was saying that he had earned 30 kronors, he wanted to show him, because he thought that his guest did not believe his story. Okay. Now they went to sleep. They got up early in the morning in a happy mood, very happily. And the crofter was busy milking his cow. The guest also, this rat trap paddler, he also got up. He also felt that I should not sleep because the owner of the house has involved himself in some work. So he told him, he thanked him from the bottom of his heart, and both of them decided to leave the house. The man with the rat trap said goodbye and thank you, and thereupon each went his own way. Each went his own way means the rat trap went to sell his rat traps, and the crofter went to the creamery to sell his milk. Now, this rat trap paddler went there, but after half an hour he came back. Actually, he had seen the pouch from where he had taken out the money and showed to him. He had made up his mind to steal that money. See, what a person he is, no? The person who gave him shelter, the person who fed him, he has decided to steal his money. And very easily, he went up to the window, smashed a pane, means the glass of the window, in his hand, and got hold of the pouch with the 30 kroner. He took the money, put into his pocket, and very happily he kept the pouch in its place and went away. He did not have to break the lock of the door of the house. So he got the money, and he was very happy that what a smart person I am, how easily I got 30 kroners. And he was feeling very great. A great feeling had come to him that what a successful man I am. But he realized, of course, that he dared not continue on the public highway, on the main road, because he was afraid that police would be after him in a very short while. So he decided to turn off the road into the woods. He went to a wood. just to hide himself, just to keep himself away from the police. But this was the wrong decision which he had taken, because it was a big jungle and he walked and walked without coming to the end of the wood, and finally he realized that he had only been walking around in the same spot. The writer says that he was not able to come out of that wood, and then he got extremely tired and he knew that he could not walk any further. And it was late in December and the darkness was already descending. And this increased the danger and increased also his gloom and despair. It was getting dark. He did not have any strength to walk any further, or most probably not even a step he could walk further. So he was exhausted and did not have any hope of survival. So he sank down on the floor. But then he heard a sound, a hard, regular thumping sound, and it was the sound of a hammer. Somebody was hammering something, and this gave him a new hope. He thought that there is an iron mill somewhere around this, and again he mustered up his courage and he tried to get up, and he was right. It was a Ramjo's ironwork which were now closed down, but sometimes ago it was a big plant, and he decides to go there. When he reaches there, there were only two persons. One fireman and the other his apprentice. They were working there. But when he entered through the gate, the persons who were working there, the fire boy, they did not hear his coming. They did not realize, in fact, that some intruder has come into their forge, because it was raining also, and there was continuous noises. The fire boy, the big bellows groaned and the burning coal cracked. On account of these noises, they could not recognize that somebody had entered. Actually, he had gone there just to spend a night. It was none of his intention to stay there. And the blacksmith who was there, he did not pay any attention to him, and he just allowed him to stay there, to stay for a night, because in such seasons many vagabond type people used to come there, and in the past also he must have given shelter to such persons. So he allowed him without saying a word. He was not offended that the blacksmith did not talk to him. He had not come there to talk to him. He was grateful that he had at least allowed him to spend a night there. In those days, the Ramjo's iron mill was owned by a very prominent iron master. The owner of the mill was a very good person, and his only aim was to produce good quality of iron in the market. And he used to come there even in the night also on his round patrolling, just to see whether his two workers were working or not. So he was on his nightly rounds of inspection. And when he came there, he saw a person, ragamuffin. Ragamuffin means a person who was in rags. He was very close to the furnace. And the iron master did not follow the example of the blacksmith. Actually, the blacksmith did not speak a single word to the vagabond. But this fellow did not follow the example of blacksmith, means he went to that person and tried to speak to him. He walked close up to him, looked him over very carefully, then tore off his slouch hat to get a better view of his face. He was sleeping and he had a cap over his head. He removed the cap and he wanted to have a close look of that person. And when he looked at that person, he was surprised. He said, "But of course it is you, Niels Olof. How do you look?" Actually, here the Iron Master did a big mistake. First of all, there was a dim light in the furnace. There was not proper light. It was not daytime. So it was a night time. So he could not recognize that person. He took him for his old acquaintance. He thought that he was his old comrades who was working, who was doing a job in a same regiment. Now, what this fellow should have done? At once, he should have said that, "Mr. whatever you are, Mr. you are sorry, I'm not your old acquaintance, or I'm not Niels Olof. I'm a poor rat trap seller." Very easily he could have said this. But once when he saw that a big man is mistaken and thinking him for another person, he got an idea. He thought that if I go with this person, and it happened also, that person invited him to come to his big manor house. Manor house means a very big house. He thought that he could get some money from him as a sympathy. He might donate him some money. So this thought came to his mind. And this fellow started persuading him, "Okay, you come to me." But then he thought of his 30 kronos which he had already stolen. He decided not to go there, and he said no, no and no. He formally declined his invitation to go to his house. At last, Iron Master was very disappointed. He thought that the person was in a very bad situation, and that is why he is embarrassed and does not want to come to him, and so he left the iron mill. But after half an hour, he sent his daughter. His name is Edla Williamsons. She was not all pretty, but seemed modest and quite shy girl. Actually, this fellow thought that his daughter had more persuasive power. He must have told her to go and asked him to come to the manor house. That girl came. She was an embodiment of compassion and love, and she persuaded him in a very nice manner. And this rat trap peddler was convinced. He thought that there is no harm in going with this girl. What he saw in her, he did not know, but he agreed because she spoke to him in a very kind manner. She requested him that we are alone, and I'm feeling very Christmassy, in a very festive mood. The very next day was a Christmas day, and she invited him to come to her house in order to celebrate Christmas. So he was totally convinced that no harm can be done if I go with this young lady. So he went along with him. The next day was Christmas Eve, and when the Iron Master came into the dining room for breakfast, he was talking to his daughter. Both of them were discussing, and he said that this fellow, the things went wrong with him. There was a time when he was in a regiment, he was in a military, and the things would change, and he had also decided to do something for him. They were very happy that they had done something good. Meanwhile, this person had been groomed by the servant. He had taken bath, he had done shave also, and he was wearing one of the old clothes of Iron Master. He was looking totally different. And this thing, the Iron Master told his daughter also, that see, when you will see him in a fine clothes, you will be surprised to see him. But the daughter was not surprised. The man who got surprised was the Iron Master. Because in the iron mill he had seen his face in a dim light. Now when he saw him in a broad daylight, he was shocked. He at once realized his mistake. He said in a very angry tone, "What is this? You are not the man whom I had predicted or whom I had thought. You are not my old comrade or regiment." The peddler said, "Mister, I did not say that I am your old comrade. But nothing has been done. Okay, I will remove my clothes and I will go my way." But Iron Master was very angry. He felt that he had been cheated and he said, "No, I will call the sheriff." Sheriff means police. And he thought that I will handle you to the police. But at this time, his daughter interfered. She said, "No, father, you are doing wrong. We have invited this person. We have invited him to celebrate Christmas with me. And it will be very bad if we send the person to whom we have invited." The Iron Master was very angry. He was not at all ready to keep that fellow any moment in his house, but he surrendered before his daughter and he allowed that man to stay and celebrate Christmas. So this, in the evening when the Christmas tree was lighted, he went on sleeping. He slept whole day. He was made to wake up and to have some lunch and all. And in the evening when the Christmas tree was lighted, they woke him again and he stood for a while. And then they took him to the dining room. He had a very nice supper and dinner, everything. They gave him a very fine treatment and he was very glad. He was astonished. He could not believe his good luck. He could not believe that there are people like this girl also. In spite of knowing everything, in spite of knowing that he had cheated with them, still these people were treating him very nicely, just like a captain. And the girl was also very happy that I had done something good for a poor person. The next morning, both the Iron Master and the daughter went to a church. But when they returned from the church, the girl, Edla Williamson, was very sad. Because at the church they had come to know that the crofter had been robbed and a person who was having rat trap with him had robbed his 30 kroners. It was very easy to understand that those 30 kroners were robbed by the same person whom they had invited as a guest. The girl was really very shocked because she trusted a person, but the person had cheated him and in fact he was a robber. The Iron Master was getting very angry. He thought that he might have stolen all his silver spoons or something like that. But when they reached home, the servant told him that the person is gone. And then they felt that definitely he might have stolen something, but he had not stolen anything. See, now the climax of the story is coming. Actually, the rat trap peddler had left something. There was a rat trap, and inside the rat trap there was a piece of paper also. And he has written also something there. And what he has done, the girl found a small rat trap, and in it lay there 3 wrinkled 10 kroner notes. The money which he had stolen from the crofter, he had returned it. He had placed it in the rat trap. And not only this, he had written something. "Honored and noble miss, since you have been so nice to me all day long, as if I was a captain." He wrote, he admitted that I got a very royal treatment from you. You guys treated me like a captain. And in return, I also want to do something for you. And what he wrote, see. "The rat trap is a Christmas present from a rat who would have been caught in this world rat trap if he had not been raised to captain." He is very thankful. He wants to say that you have saved me from again being trapped into the rat trap. Why? Because you treated me very kindly. You understood my feeling, and your behavior Your kind behavior has compelled me to change my heart, and I'm not going to do this thing again, and I'm returning the money which I had stolen. But he also wrote one thing. This is a present from a rat who had not been okay. If he had not been raised to a captain, because in that way he got power to clear himself, and he signed as Captain Wonsdale. Why did he sign as Captain Wonsdale? Because he was treated like a captain. That is why he signed there as a Captain Wonsdale. So, as in the beginning only I told you that if we treat kindly in a very good manner, if we understand the feeling of others, if we give respect to the person, even if he is a very wicked person, we can bring a great change in his thinking, in his attitude. So this is the main theme. Another theme is also there in the poem, the theme of loneliness. You must have noticed that almost all the major character of the stories are suffering from the pain of loneliness. The crofter, the rat trap paddler, and even the iron master. He was living alone with his daughter. He had his two sons, but the two sons were living abroad. His wife had died very earlier. So all the major characters are suffering from the loneliness. So this is the end of the chapter. I have explained almost everything. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. Thank you very much.